We are privileged to introduce in the Sulky Iron Mike Lachance, the Hall of Famer, second leading driver of all time, over 10,000 victories. Mike, it's great to have you here, and especially at this time of year, you're in the Hambletonian picture. How does it feel?
It feels great there. Like I always say to everybody, I don't have winter colors anymore. So then when the springtime comes, there I just can't wait to get back with the young horses, and it's a big thrill, and especially around Hambletonian time. And if you got something that could be in a Hambo, there, you're on top of the world.
It's a big thrill. Well, over the past few seasons, you've understandably backed off on your and concentrated on the stake season. But many of us think it's amazing that Mike Lachance out there now, you don't look any different than I know we're flattering here, but it's true. Like, you don't look any different now than you have 20 years ago. How do you do it?
Well, in the winter, for me, there's no reason to stick around there. I'm not going to get good mounts enough that I'm going to have fun or that I'm going to make money. So if I can't make money and if I can't have fun there, might as well enjoy the winter somewhere else.
All right.
But in the springtime, I keep working all winter long, and I exercise, and I feel good. I'm very fortunate that I'm healthy and everything. So I don't see any difference in my way to hack.
Obviously, winning, it never gets old, but what gives you the most satisfaction, aside from just winning races in this business?
Just the longevity that I had around the business there. I started to drive horses in 1967, 40-some years ago, and I was on top of the list there as a driver right from the start. And 40-some years after, I'm still very competitive, and to me, that I had the longevity like that, it means a lot to me.
What does it take? What does it take to be a top driver in a nutshell? If someone was going to ask you that.
Well, first of all, you have to absolutely love what you're doing. If you really love what you're doing there, then it's no work. And you know yourself there, when you get up in the morning and you don't feel like you have to go to work, what's better than that? So. And it was like that all my life there. To me, I never felt that it was working.
And we spoke about this just before we came on. I was going to ask you, what do you think about John Campbell coming back so sudden from the injury? And
I was shocked the other day when he came to the qualifier. When I saw him walk into the driver's room there, I couldn't believe it. I was very happy. I spent half of my life there with John on the track competing against him, and tough competitor and a great driver and great guy to go along with. So
he's won a few Hambletonians, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I think it's 6, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you've won 4. Let's relive your 4 Hambletonians, shall we? Let's look back here. And first of all, it's 1994. Victory Dream, 154-1, and the first crop of Valley Victory rebounded off a flat 4th in the Beacon course.
Yeah, he didn't race good in the Beacon course until this day. We still don't know what happened to him. I raced him from behind that night there in the Beacon course, and he just didn't get into the race. But he showed up on Hambletonian Day. He was great. So.
All right. And in 1996, it was the filly, of course, Continental Victory, 52-4, the 13th filly to win, 152-1 in the first heat. Second choice to Lindy Lane in the final was the favorite, Lindy Lane.
Yeah, and Lindy Lane was my drive too, and I drove Lindy Lane his old career, the 2-year-old, and. So at 3, like a couple of weeks before the Hambo, I had to make up my mind and which one I was going to drive. And I stayed with the filly back then because of Ronnie Gerfine, that I was driving a lot for him. But I thought in my heart that Lindy Lane was a little better than the filly. And she showed up in the final. She was like a bull that night, and she just didn't want to get beat.
1 of 3 for Ron Gerfine. You also pulled off the biggest upset in Hambletonian history in first of all, 1999. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Self-Possessed, we can't skip him. 51-3, world record, first crop of Victory Dream. Again, Ron Gerfine.
Yeah, exactly. And I won the Hambletonian with Victory Dream and Self-Possessed. Self-Possessed that's the fastest trotter. I've sat behind in my lifetime. Very, very fast horse, and he had some problems, soundness. He wasn't 100%, but very, very fast horse there.
All right, now the Migo Hall, the longest shot in history. What were you thinking coming in prior to this 27-1 upset?
I felt real good with the Amigo Hall. I didn't have a mount and a Hambo that year, and Blair Burgess, I qualified the horse for him like a couple of weeks before the Hambo, and he was nice enough that right after the elimination, John had made it with another one that was
Power to Charm.
That he was the favorite, and so they let me drive Amigo Hall, and I had the 9-hole and outside post. I didn't think anything of it until I got behind the gate and I saw that I had a spot there that I could get him to the front easy, and after it was history, and I had perfect trip, came on the inside in the stretch there, so that was a surprise for me.
Well, that was a long shot. You might have the favorite, you never know, depending on what happens tonight with Chapter 7. How did you hook up with this horse? He was a high-quality 2-year-old.
I baby raced him for Linda Toscano last year, and then I went out west there, and he went to Freehold, and I didn't drive him for a while, and she asked me to drive him in the Matron, so which he won both leg of the Matron, and so when she came back this spring there, she wanted me to go with him and the owners and everybody, so. But we lost a lot of time this winter. We had a lot of bad luck with him there, but amazingly he's recovered real good from all the sickness and all the problem. He looked like he's pretty good right now, but he only has one start.
All right, well, let's take a look at it here. He was closing fast here. He's going to gun him down in the deep stretch here, and you've got an entry made of Blue Porsche, another interesting horse here. But this was you emphasized that this was a key final quarter here, a big final quarter.
Yes, and he was very, very strong at all the way to the wire, and he's a good gaited horse that. I just had the bad luck that he had some sickness and some lameness there, but I've seen many horses like that. When they could fight their problem, sometime they just could be all right and go through the Hamiltonian
to the top level.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, you know what it takes. Best of luck, Mike Lachance, with Chapter 7, going for your 5th Hamiltonian. You also have Sachet in the Oaks Limbs, looking for your 2nd Oaks as well. You've been driving great, Mike. It's great to have you here. Iron Mike Lachance, my favorite driver.
Yeah, well,
there you go.
It's a blessing for me to be here.
All right, Mike Lachance, Hall of Famer right here. And he also had a couple of wins in the Adios. We had the Adios today. We'll take a look at that when we come back with Dave Brower.